And I was thinking when you were talking about Optimus,
Mm-hmm.
just the fact that he's going to sell that technology over to the other car makers. Why wouldn't you? He's an AI. It's an AI company. It's not a car. It's not a auto manufacturer. It's an AI company.
And it's funny you say that, because to give credit where credit is due. Well, I guess I want to say we said it here on the show first. We said that AI most likely is going to be the overarching backbone of what Tesla is in the future. But I
Yeah.
actually saw someone put it into a pie chart, and a graphic, put it into a
Mm.
graphic, and if you see the valuation of that company, what the company is going to be in the long run, they laid the person that laid it out very clearly how much,
Mm.
like what we know today, it's just going to be probably not more than 2%, 3% of the overall valuation of the company, and the lion's share is going to be exactly what you're talking about right now.
The AI. Yeah. Wow.
Number Optimus.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, because that's got the bigger upside.
Oh yeah.
That's got the bigger, yeah, that's got the bigger upside, dude.
It's industry agnostic, man.
Yeah.
Healthcare, home,
Right. Right.
construction, building. I mean, if Elon wants to build factories, he gets the bots to. I mean, depending on what the challenge is, right? I mean, I mean, even to do the stupid stuff, right? Move the lumber from point A. Here, pick that from over that side of the lot to bring it on this side of the lot. Okay, we got it. And they, what was it? Help me out. CP30, whatever it is from Star Wars, right? Moving the lumber or whatever, cement blocks or pavers or whatever they're called, from one side of the factory land to the other side. I mean, it's
Hey,
gonna be
hey,
insane.
hold on.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The labor shortage.
Oh,
So
oh,
hey, part of it is immigrants coming over, illegal immigrants coming over, right?
oh my goodness!
Right.
Wow,
Other part of it is
wow.
immigrants coming over. They're doing certain work that Americans aren't doing or refuse to do.
Right, replacement. Wow, wow. There it
Now,
is.
but you said it. Now that he's hooked in with the administration, he can be like, hey, President, hey, Trump, don't worry, but give me these resources, give me
Right,
this amount of regulation, and I will turn you around. Blah blah
right,
blah blah bots.
right, right. That see use case. Oh my goodness. That's brilliant what you just said, and I wouldn't be surprised if we hear about that tomorrow in the headlines.
Mm.
I wouldn't be surprised because of what you just said. That is such a realistic use case
Yeah.
for this technology. I mean, he made the right bet.
Yeah.
He made
Yeah,
the right
man.
bet, and
You made the right bet.
and frankly, the way I see it is, as much as I love my Tesla, and I know as much as you love yours,
Hmm.
frankly, the future of the company is not about this vehicle. This
Yeah,
this
no, no,
this supposed
yeah. Yeah, it's not.
it's
It's not, man.
it's not.
No, no, I don't. We've always talked about it. It's just the vehicle, right? It's the vehicle, but it's everything.
Right.
We know it's everything that's going on behind it, right?
The ecosystem.
Yeah, it's the ecosystem, man. It's
Uh,
yeah. Wow.
it's insane. It's insane. So hey, before I forget, because I know you sent me you sent me some notes before the show.
Yeah.
Summon. I got to get this off my chest. The summon
Okay.
feature. So
Yeah. Yeah. The auto
I've
summon.
owned
Yep.
the auto summon. Thank you, auto summon. So first things first, I really enjoyed using the technology. Um, you know, it took me a little bit of time, and it is more intuitive than I actually. It's more intuitive than I use the technology. If that even makes sense. Okay, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but again, it is
Okay.
very intuitive. I just didn't pick up on it quick enough. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Now that being said, I just did it. You see my place where I live right here. Near
Yeah.
the clubhouse, and I
Yeah.
use it over there just so I want to test it out. I didn't want to take it prime time, in supermarket or whatever.
Right. Right.
So I used it. First I did a test run there where it's practically no one. It's not a bunch of people there all the time. So went over with the wife and she recorded me while we were doing it because I should have sent it to you so we could have used it for the show. But she recorded. It was cool, right? It was kind of like this
Right.
new thing. Um, so I'm like, all right, good. So got that out the way. So I figured out how to use it. I know what to do. I know what button to press, etc. Done. So I'm like, all right. The next time the wife sends me to the store, because that happens like all the time, right? Hey, honey, go grab
Right.
this, go grab that. Boom.
Right.
I go to Target and I have my first chance to use it, man. Now the thing that I was disappointed about it was late in the night. It was late in the evening, and there weren't a bunch of people around. So I was hoping there would be more people around to actually see the car just roll up. But all
Like
right,
Michael
so
Knight and,
that didn't work
and
out.
Knight Rider, right? With Kit.
I always wanted to be Michael Knight, man. As a kid, can't get my kid, have my kid, roll over. But anyway, so I walked out the store, and I put the technology, opened my app, hit the summon button, and came up to me right at the front entrance, and nobody was around looking around, hoping somebody would see, but.
Mm.
Anyway, I jumped in and that was it. I mean, it was so easy, right? I mean,
So wait a minute. So Sadat, wait a minute.
all right,
So your car was parked.
yes,
So your car was parked, and you stood
yes.
at what? Stood at the front of the grocery store.
At the front of Target. I was the entryway of Target. I came right through the automatic doors, walked out, pulled up my phone, pressed the button. Car was parked, pulled out the parking spot, came in right in front of the store, and I jumped in and was going.
Wow. Was there any cars parked around it?
Yeah, it was cars. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 cars parked to the left and at least 2 cars parked to the right of it.
And it was able to come out, clear those cars. Did it have to stop at a stop sign or whatever when it came to
Yes.
the?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And
Okay.
the beauty, that's a great question. That is such a great question because you know how it is, even when you don't really technically stop. You kind of like do like this, like rolling stop to see if anyone is coming, any
Right.
pedestrians are walking by, right? You don't ever really technically stop. Even though there's a stop sign there, it's a parking lot, you're at the, grocery store or whatever, the Target. So that Tesla stopped on a dime at the stop sign before it made the next step of pulling up to the front entryway of where I was standing for the car to pick me up.
Oh, wow.
When it's
Wow.
sick, oh, not only did it stop, it also put the turn signal
Mm.
on. Mm-hmm.
Before it turned. Before it turned. Wow.
Yep. Right signal on right before it turned. I'm like, wow, like this is like, I mean, again, it was almost like I saw the future. I saw Robo Taxi
Yeah. Yeah.
happening,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, and the only difference is that when I jumped in order for the FSD to work, I had to hit the boom boom. That's it. I mean, so you take away me having to pull out my phone, which arguably probably still gonna have to do with the robo taxi, and I jumped in the car. I had to hit the switch for the FSD. I mean, that's gonna be eliminated. That's that switch part, and then
Right.
you just go.
Right.
it was so beautiful, man. And I'm looking
Um,
forward to going. I'm looking forward to the wife sending me to the store again.
that is crazy, man. Yeah, I didn't have wow. Yeah, I didn't have the guts to try. I tried to. I put it on remote in my at my office. The parking lot was clear,
Okay.
and I,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
I
Yep.
brought the car to me, but I didn't have. I'm gonna try it now that you've done it. I'm like, okay, because I don't want it to run up on any curbs or anything like that. So
Right.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it this week.
Yeah. Again, what gave
Wow.
me the confidence was doing it right. Having to take doing a trial run right here in my subdivision. So it's like
Right.
wow, this thing works exactly. Now there's one disclosure. So to which I really appreciated because it showed me something about the technology. The first time I tried to do it, I parked. It's hard to describe, but I parked on the other side. There were two sides. There's two sides of the parking lot near the clubhouse. So I parked on the far side, and I used it. I pulled out my app again. I summoned the car to come to me, but it was
Hmm.
going to go. If you remember, there's a roundabout right
Yeah.
near my
Yep.
entryway.
Yep.
So it went towards that roundabout first. But the thing that was so impressive is that the technology doesn't allow you to go on main roads. So when
Okay.
you summon it, it's not it completely shut down. So I had to now you're gonna like this part. So what I had to do was I used the technology to then back up the car. So I used what's it called? A dummy summon, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The dumb
Yep.
summon. Yeah.
Yep.
I had to use a
Yeah.
dumb summon feature at that point. So I
Okay.
backed the car up and it backed up because it wouldn't go into the roundabout because it cannot go. The way the technology set up is that it cannot go into main traffic, if
Roads.
you will. I know a better way to say it, main
Um,
traffic.
yeah.
Backed up. I had it back all the way up to where it started, and I got it to. I think I got it to like the stop sign. Right, I got it to the stop sign because there was a stop sign just before the roundabout. And I stood. What I had to do was I had to like walk over closer to it so it can almost like detect where my phone was versus where I was at the begin the original summon. And the vehicle then came in closer, and then I stopped it, I stopped it right there, and then I walked back to my original spot, and then I summoned it the rest of the way. But
Wow.
again, the part, I mean, just think about it. What threw it off is the roundabout part. So normally, if you're in a parking lot, there is no roundabouts typically, right? It's going to be, right? It's going to be some cars and it's going to be a main entryway. And furthermore, what's good is that it demonstrated to me that it's not going to just go and run into the traffic, run into regular traffic somewhere, like I'm going to unleash it on society, man. So, I mean, this is, I mean, again, you talk about this technology. I know the company doesn't get a good rep or gets a bad rap for
Right.
things that have happened, but I mean, that's so practical, and I'm excited
That
for
is
you. You use it.
crazy.
I'm excited.
I'm
So
gonna try it. I'm gonna try it this week. Wow. Yeah, I didn't even. Wow.
just make up a reason, like, hey, honey, I'm gonna go grab some milk and leave now.
I got you. I got you. Wow.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
so very excited about that. I know it wasn't the highlight of our segment here, but I had to make sure I get that one off my chest.
Well, no, that's good, man. Because I did I did write that down as far as
Yeah.
the auto summon and what your thoughts were on it. So that's good. That's good, man. That's good. Cool, man. So cool, man.
So
So no, go ahead.
now I was
No,
going to
you
ask
got
you.
it.
So if you sent me an article, you sent me an article yesterday, and I could tell you were passionate about it. Like you were like fired up, man. So we gotta
Yeah.
talk about that. You gotta now that we talking face to face, I need to hear more about what your thoughts were and kind of like let's get into it because that you were that's the longest text message I think I've ever seen from you.
Oh, well, yeah, I had some. Hey, what's the new thing now, man? I got time today, right? So I had time.
Okay,
I had time. I
okay,
had time yesterday, right? I had
yeah.
time. that time. But yeah, I sent you
Yeah.
that article from USA Today, I believe,
Yeah.
with Senator Moreno, and just how they
Yeah.
were going to reverse some of these. I think it's really more about clean energy
Mm-hmm.
um, mandates, and really the mandates. People try to equate them to EV. It's forcing manufacturers to go to EVs, but they're really clean emissions mandates, which you
Mm-hmm.
know by really the only way you can get them was you get to reach the mandate or reach the standard is by having an EV in the lineup to do
Right.
that. So um, current administration, I think it was told them by 2030 or something like that, have 100%. But they've recently backed it off to 82%, and so Moreno's come in and basically saying, hey, look, we're not going to do that. It's going to our current automakers can't do it, the big three or whatever, and we're going to do this hybrid. We're going to live off this fuel and oil for an extended. We're going to extend it out, right? Um,
Right.
what he failed to mention in the article was about the global warming, right? We
Mm-hmm.
are getting warmer. I think I did hear on Bloomberg Radio this week that I think our average temperature is 1 to 2 degrees centigrade higher than it was before,
Wow.
and
Wow.
that's that can be attributed to you know a big part of it is carbon is emissions, right?
Right.
Emissions from cars, emissions from aircraft. That's why a lot of the engine makers are making more efficient aircraft or more efficient
Right.
engines. Like Pratt and Whitney, Rolls Royce, they're not making
Right.
more less efficient things, right? Less efficient power plants or engines. They're making more. So yeah, I was I shot you a few texts about that, and just how it plays how it plays forward, right? And how it continues to have us in the status quo, right? This
Right.
is what you need. Like this is what you need. Never mind what you see or what your eyes are telling you, what you're feeling, right? But this is what you need. We're going to tell you, right? And that's kind of
Mm.
what uh, I think that's what you brought up, via our text chat as well. So it was a very long
Right.
article, and I think we did hit on a lot of the things that were in it. But did you get a chance to read it?
No, I didn't. Honestly, I started to read it. We were out, but
Okay,
I'm going to dig into it. But I think what I gathered from what you were saying, and again, just the main point of the main point being again once again the brainwashing
right.
and we've how long have we been driving ICE vehicles? How much longer do we need to drive ICE vehicles?
Yeah,
And at what point does it make sense that we need to get off of the no longer be reliant on internal combustion engine vehicles? One, because we have the technology. Clearly, we have the technology. So the answer is binary: yes, no. Right? I think the answer is no.
right,
We don't have to be relying on it anymore. So you can check
right,
that box off. Then you know, and again, that's what I even get into all the advanced technology of full self drive and what the vehicle can do, auto summon and all that type of stuff, right? Just plain vanilla, you know, what you know do we need to be on do we need to continue to drive ICE vehicles for entertainment?
right,
Yeah, if that's your thing, maybe you're a collector, maybe that's you like the rev of the engine, etc. But just plain and simple, the answer is no. Okay, and then you start to go down the path of, why, right? And then clearly there's a connecting point to the why, and the why is
Right.
connect is all the help me out, the petrol or the fossil fuels, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, oil and gas, etc. Right? I mean,
Right.
that's and it's funny because there's and I hope I'm saying this right, but there's sort of like a converging point here, and that converging point is if you kind of look at your left hand and you think about automobiles and energy from a fossil fuel side in your left hand, and then your right hand you think about EVs and the further development of whether it be solar, wind, battery storage, battery energy storage, excuse me, right? And how you know if you looked at the mix of the growth of both of those spaces, frankly, the right hand is leading. The right hand is leading in terms of the
Right.
growth,
Right.
and that mix is changing. And then the last piece to it is almost like you put an overlay. If you put an overlay over both of those pieces, and you start to think about what's happening with technology and data centers, AI, and the reliance on energy,
Mm.
right?
That's
As an
that's another
overlay.
show in itself.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm
That's
gonna pump
another
the
show in
brakes
itself,
now.
Chief.
I will pump the brakes because that is, like you said, another show.
That's another show in
But if you
itself.
just thinking about it, man, I mean, so I'm with you. I got to read the article in detail, but I got to tell
Yeah.
you, I felt your passion come
Yeah.
through in that
Yeah.
text
Yeah.
message.
Yeah. No, you're right, man. You're right. And when you're talking, I just thought about, like, these guys, and we said, I'll repeat it again. We've been
Yeah.
waiting on these manufacturers to make this vehicle, make these types of
Mm,
vehicles forever.
right.
If they really wanted to do it, they would have done it. But what they want is the status quo. They get
Right.
paid, they're getting paid a lot. Hey, Americans, you love big SUVs, you love big pickups, trucks. We're going to keep pumping out more of these. This is what you love.
Right.
This is what you
Right.
love, and this is what we're going to continue to make, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to wait. So that as the government, as the U.S. government, we're going to wait on them.
Mm,
We're going to wait on them
right.
till it's a time that is convenient for them to do it. How foolish does that sound?
Oh man.
Now you got China over there, BYD. They're making vehicles in China. They're making
Mm,
vehicles or selling vehicles in Europe. They're selling vehicles in South America. They're in Mexico. But you want to wait on these guys? No. By the
no.
time you guys wake up and realize, right, that this is clearly the way, it's going to be too late.
Right.
It's going to be too late. It's going to be too late.
Yeah.
You got to get either get out of the way. You got to commit, right? You got to commit.
Yeah.
You
Right.
got to commit, man. And by stringing it along, man, it's not good. It's not good. It's
Yeah.
not good. And as far as I think another part of the article, they want to take the requirement in 2026. All vehicles in 2026 had to have an alcohol impairment device or
Oh
something,
yeah.
something
Yeah.
that measured. I don't know the what was it? I got it here. The Christian Center Global Bands. Where is it at?
So it's sort
Yeah,
of
to
like
have an
the
alcohol
traffic.
impairment device each time the car
Okay.
starts. So why would you
Mm.
need to have an alcohol impairment device each time? Because obviously there's people driving drunk, right?
Yes.
You can't be
Exactly. Right.
trusted. I
Right.
can't be trusted. As a human,
Right.
we can't be trusted, right? But he's saying, no, we don't need it. No, but hey, that's where FSD comes in. Full self
Right.
driving. You don't have to worry about driving drunk
You don't have to worry
because the
about it.
vehicle is driving, right? So why
Hmm.
not get behind that? Why not get behind that technology, right? Hey,
Yeah. Yeah, I think every and definitely not to get into anything political whatsoever, but I got to say that there's different vantage points to the notion of freedom,
yeah.
different perspectives, and my view on freedom is don't hurt me, don't don't
Don't worry,
don't
man.
don't
That's right.
don't don't shoot me, don't
Right.
run me over, don't don't let your dog. Hey, Adrian, you gonna like this one? Don't let your dog run me down and bite me in my
Right.
leg as I'm going for a jog on
Right.
Saturday. That's my view on. I just want
Yeah,
to go
man.
for a jog, right? You
That's right.
know,
Just leave me alone. How about that?
I just, I just, I just want to go for a jog, man. I didn't ask you to, you know. Sorry, man. I
Right,
couldn't, I
man.
couldn't, I couldn't keep that one inside, man.
You're right. You're right, man. That's real. That's real talk right there, man.
I just want
It's
to
real
go for a
talk.
jog.
I'm just jogging. I'm just
I'm
jogging,
just
man.
jogging,
The Rottweiler
jogging,
bit me on my leg, man. Bit me on my leg, on my hip.
in
Brother
my
can't
own
catch a break.
neighborhood.
Can't
While
catch a
I
break,
pay
man.
HOA, paying HOA.
Right. Can't catch a break, man. Horrible.
Oh man. Hey, look, man. No, definitely. I was super excited. To do this one this week.
Yeah,
This has
yeah,
been a good one and so much new content, and the election definitely helped out to
yeah.
give us some content.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it the bigger picture is the play is if you can't if you it's one thing to follow the rules and regulations.
Mm,
It's another thing to evolve and start making the rules and regulations
mm, mm.
for everyone else to
Wow.
follow. And
Right.
that's where we are
Right.
making the rules and
Massive
regulations.
game changer.
Yep.
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
Yep. That's right, man.
Cannot be understated.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, cannot be overstated. Pardon me. Cannot be
Yeah.
overstated. How big of a
Yeah.
game changer this is.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, cool. That'll wraps it up today. If you for brothers talking Tesla, if you like the show, go and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button for us too. All right, that wraps up another show. We'll
Right.
see you.
All right.
All
All
right.
right. All right.